The new season is about to begin, and it has been a very quiet transfer window, with many players leaving and only one coming in. And whilst we have a lot of transfer budget left and a great deal of money left in the wage budget, we are bracing ourselves because the board are about to recall that money. I have discovered that this club has very serious financial problems, which may take 10 to 15 years to recover from. And so we will be going into this new season with a very young squad. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to The Road to Glory, Part 7, Season 2, here at Benfica. And we have had a very quiet summer transfer window. Only one player has come in and many players have gone out. And this club, we have discovered, has very serious financial problems and is losing money at a huge rate almost day by day. And it's going to take many years in order to resolve those issues. We don't have that time here. And so we have to focus on what's going on the pitch and try to do as well as we can with what will be a very young Benfica squad this season. And today we will be starting that season. We will be playing against Porto in what I think is the equivalent of the Community Shield in England, where the champions play the cup winners, and fresh in our memory is the defeat to Porto in the cup final at the end of last season. We'd like to get some revenge. And then we will be playing our opening fixture of the season in the league against Portimonense, and I'm hoping that we are going to get off once again to a very good start this season. But before we get into all that, you know the drill. If you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, you're in the right place. So why not give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and help us to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling up above. But before we do anything else, let's go and have a look at what's been happening or what's not been happening in the transfer window. And starting with players who've left the club since you were last with us, we lost Orsnes. He went out to Monaco. Monaco came in with a bid of 9.25 million for him. We knew he wanted to leave. We had to sell him, and so he was the first one out. And then there have been a number of other players follow him. Jesus Hernandez went out on a free to Torino, arranged around about January of last year. Patrick Schick, also the same story. He went out to Milan on a free. And Maximiliano Gomes, our third striker, he went out to West Ham on a free. Absolutely no strikers available to us now. We're having to play wingers as strikers at the moment, and likely that is what is going to continue into the new season. And then we lost a number of other players. We lost Alexander Barr. He went out to Capitoline on a free, and other major names going out. Martin Fernandez, he went to Stuttgart for £25.5 million. I had to take the money for him. He was a very good centre-back come right back, and we had to take that kind of offer from Stuttgart, and we did. We took it. And then we have let a number of young players go out, and the last one to go was a very good, promising prospect, Duarte Cardosa. The fans are very upset that I have let him go for 2.3 million, and I had to, because we are in such financial strife that I'm trying to raise money the best that I can. We do have other players who are wanted that we'll look at in a minute, and I don't know how the season is going to shape up with all these players going out. Total transfers out amounts to 24.5 million, plus the 9.25 that we got for Orsnes, which is a total of about 35 million. And in terms of players who have come in, these are just very young boys who the director of football has brought in, which has upset the fans. They don't like any of these players, and the fans have taken out their wrath on me, saying that I should never have done this. In fact, I might just fire the director of football because he's got me into a right old mess there. But if results go well on the pitch, I'm sure I'll be forgiven for his misdeeds. And you know that we brought in Jean-Emmanuel Sanramat. That was a deal arranged around about February of last season, before the board took away the budgets and stopped me spending the rest of it. And then the one player to come in, an awful lot of money at 47.5 million from Bayer Leverkusen, but I had to get a player in this position. Ezequiel Palacios, who is a DLP, and he's going to sit at the base of the midfield and do that DLP role, which is so crucial to this asymmetric system that we are playing. He has a great first touch, great technique, he's very brave, determined, good vision, good work rate, and nice physicals for a DLP. And what's very important is that he can tackle. He's 5'10", not the tallest of guys and not great in the air, but all I want him to do is to sit there and distribute the ball to the front runners from midfield. I think I couldn't have done any better in terms of a signing in this position, and I think he'll do a very good job when he's fit, because as per normal, when you make a signing of this magnitude, he gets injured within 10 minutes of arriving at the club, and he's hardly played at all, and he is still out and will be out for another week or two before we will see him, I think, make his debut. But it is what it is in this game, and we have to get on with it, and we have to go into the Porto game without him. He doesn't have now the experience of playing with the other team members, so it might be a couple of weeks before he's playing regularly. And he is the only signing that has come in this season. But there is someone who I do consider to be a little bit of a signing, because I found him lounging around in one of the affiliate clubs. And the player I'm referring to is Andre Fernandez. He's 21 years old and a centre-back, can also play as a defensive midfielder, but he is a very good player, I think. And although he has still a lot of development to go through and his composure is lacking a little bit, I think for 21 years old, he is a very good player, and we need to just ignore this star rating. I think he could be better than a number of players that we already have in that position. And so it was worth rummaging through the players in the affiliate clubs, because we immediately brought him back. He's very aggressive. He's very good in the air. He's a great tackling centre-back, and I like him. And I think he's probably going to get some decent game time this season. We have two first-team centre-backs. I think he's a good backup for them, and that will mean he develops nicely as a player over the season. I think he is an extremely good find. And if we take a look at the club finances at the moment, you will see that it actually looks quite nice for us. That you can see we have 28 million left in the transfer budget, and we have a wage budget of 2.1 million, and we are currently only spending 1.6. But the unfortunate thing that we've discovered is this club is massively in debt to the tune of over £500 million. And that kind of debt is going to take forever and an extra year to clear it out. And we have a transfer debt also of 21.97 million. And so we are in dire financial problems. And once again, this financial fair play rule is coming into force. We cannot make more of a loss than 4.31 million. And currently we are projected to make a loss of 14.53 million. And what this means is that the board are very soon going to take away our transfer budget and probably most of the wage budget that we have as well. I'm hanging out at the moment, not doing anything, because I'm just hoping that I won't have to sell any more players, and that what is already here will actually help to get us back in the green, and we might have a few quid as well to spend, who knows, once all that financial jiggery-pokery has been done. This club is losing so much money almost on a week-by-week basis. It's unbelievable. It is very difficult to do anything in terms of players coming in and improving the squad in any way. But it is what it is, and we have to now focus on events that will take place on the pitch, and we do have to go and play the opening game of the season against Porto in what is, I think, the equivalent of the Community Shield. It is the champions versus the cup winners. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today is Grbic in goal with Mela, Rodriguez, Morato and Mendy at the back. Geston, Fernandez and Luis will play in those midfield roles. Huig will take up the midfield right spot with Torres, Zolis and Novoa will play up front. Novoa has had a fairly decent pre-season, has scored some goals, and hopefully he will be able to continue doing that. So it is time to go and play some football, and hopefully we will catch Porto on a day that they're not fully fit. And unlike in the cup final last season, we are going to go out and play our normal game. Let's go and do this for the fans, guys. It's a derby game. It's a rivalry. We need to do this for the fans. Given the encounter in the cup final at the end of last season, we need to get a win here. Let's go and make the fans happy. I've upset the fans quite a bit of late. It will be nice to give them something to cheer. And in the first 10 minutes, there is very little that has happened. We have dominated the possession. I would expect this team to do that. But Porto have come back into the game of late. We made the better start, but it is fairly even overall at the moment. We've had more shots and we've got our shots on target, which is a good sign. But as yet, there is still no highlight of which to speak of, and it remains Porto 0, Benfica 0, and nothing much really has happened. Mendy is having a very decent game, and Gallen is having a very decent game for Porto, but apart from that there's very little going on. We seem to have got them tied up in terms of taking them out of the game. We wanted to tight mark their midfield. We seem to have done that in the first half. We're just not taking our chances. We've had 5 on target, and we've not taken any of them. It's not the greatest of starts. Let's try for set pieces. And at the moment, it's Porto 0, Benfica 0. As you can see from the XG, we've dominated the game. We're just not getting it done at the moment. And I'm going to tell them, keep going. You weren't that bad. And if you keep going, we can do this. And so let's go out and start the second half. We need to be thinking about who's not playing very well and start thinking about making some substitutions. And we've given the ball away there. That was Gedson who's just given the ball away. And it is possibly the only highlight we're going to see. And it is with Porto at the moment. And we have given away a penalty. And why does that happen in big games like this? And I do remember in the cup final, last year we gave away a penalty. And we've gone and done the same here. And it does seem like FM have got a thing about penalties in finals. And it's usually us that will give it away. It's never the opposition. And Porto can take the lead here. They haven't been in the game. We just haven't taken any chances. Porto have had one and they've scored. And that's the way it goes sometimes. And our midfield is having absolute nightmare. Our passing is obviously all over the place. And we have to do something about that. And I think it's probably time to go and do something about that. We're all over the place again. And I have just noticed that our goalkeeper Grbic is having a really poor game again. And it does seem that I can't play him in big games. He just seems to have really bad games. Every time I want to win a game, he has a bad game. Here's Mendy. Mendy finds Fernandez. At least we've got the ball for a second. Although it's probable we will give it away. Mela finds Sanramat, who's just come on. And some of the forwards were having terrible games. The midfield was dreadful. And so Sanramat is coming on and he's going to make his debut. And we were poor at DLP as well, and it wasn't looking very good. And here is Sanramat. Can he step up to the plate? And here's Abde. Abde finds Luis. Luis at the edge of the box has made it 1-1. Were the substitutions what count? And I do need to tell Rafa Luis to ease off the tackles a little bit. I don't want him sent off, but it is 1-1. And Sanramat picked up the ball. He's got enthusiasm. He's a determined young man if he lacks the technical skills. And Rafael Luis puts it into the corner. Is it a reversal of what happened in the cup final when we when we are going to beat them 2-1 and come from behind, when it was in the cup final Porto who came from 1 behind to win the game. We're still dominating the game, and it's unfortunate that we are not winning the game. And it is Porto, though, looking to come forward. Porto, as we know, are the best passing team in the league and almost impossible to press. But we are pressing today. We're not going to come off the press. We're going to play our game and see if we can't get a result. That was terrible from Mendy. Mendy's given the game away, and he was having a very good game up until then, and he's just decided, let's gift Porto the game. It's Porto 2, Benfica 1. I am going to take him off. I can't have any of that because that was absolutely shocking. And I don't know why I offered him a new contract. He was in control of the ball, just gave it away. Here you are. Take it, and gave it to Rafinha, who made it 2-1. And Porto are beating us now, and I don't need to see it for a third time. Thank you very much, FM. And I'm disappointed with you as a game as it is. So don't do that to me. And we are coming forward, but we've lost the ball again. We're just not playing very well. And Porto, Bard has got himself sent off now, and it just could not get any worse, this final. And yeah, he's sent off now. I really don't know what to do. I don't know what the game is telling me. I think the game is just telling me you're a poor team. Ha ha ha. And luckily, I do have one player that I'm going to take off San Ramat. Poor thing's only been on for 5 minutes, and we'll come back to balanced. We can't win this game now against Porto with 10 men, and we'll just try and see the game out. There's nothing more I can do. And it is Porto 2, Benfica 1, and I'm not even bothering to look at the game now. I don't understand why FM decides to do that. A player sent off, a penalty, absolute shocking mistakes. I mean, it does make you think, why do I play this game? And there's a shot that goes over the crossbar. And we are being beaten, but we're beaten because we're not good enough. And I think that's what the game is saying. You're not good enough, and I'm going to show you the quality of the mistakes that you make. But we're still pressing. We're doing better with 10 men than when we had a full 11. And maybe that I should just sell Mendy and not play without a full back, and then we might actually do better. We are still trying to play the ball around. I've completely lost interest in winning this trophy. It's meaningless anyway. Abde is in the clear, but his cross is easily cut out. Porto are a very good team. They will win the league this year. There's no way with the team I have that we can beat Porto in the league this year. And this means that I wonder what that will mean. If I don't win the league this year, will it mean that I get sacked? And so is all this a complete waste of time? Are we on get stuck in, which we shouldn't be? Because no, we're not. It just does not make any sense, this. And Porto are in, and they almost make it 3-1. Why are my players diving around when they're again, it's like they're disobeying instructions. Why is this happening? Dynamics is extremely good. My relationship with them is extremely good. Why are they disobeying instructions? The game sometimes to me doesn't make any sense. And come on, referee, just blow your whistle. You've upset me enough now. There's no point in upsetting me any more in this game. It just doesn't make any sense. And who's going to make the next mistake? And here's Gedson. Gedson finds Fernandez. Fernandez, Rafael Luis. I think what I might do is just take out play out of defence. And I can't put them to any higher tempo. They are pressing us like crazy. But what I'm going to do, just to try something, is to take out that play out of defence. Let's just get it forward and don't dilly-dally with the ball. And there is Novoa. Novoa is in space. Novoa has made it 2-2. 2. And this game is the most totally bizarre game that I have ever come across in my entire life. We are playing better with 10 men than when we had a full 11. This game does not make any sense to me whatsoever. But it is what it is, and it is now Porto 2, Benfica 2. And Novoa, who my assistant told me not to play today, he's been playing very well in pre-season, so I thought, why not give him a run out. But there is going to be a highlight from the kickoff, and I think, come on, referee, just blow your whistle. Let's get this game over. And what was he doing with his press there? Who was that? That was Zabde, who just totally ran away from the player he was supposed to be pressing. And there are so many glitches and what's-its in this game. But there isn't another way to play it other than key highlights. This is what we're stuck with. But it is somehow Porto 2, Benfica 2. I don't even know if there's extra time. I don't know what happens at the end of the game, or whether it just goes to penalties. Probably penalties if it's like the Community Shield. But we do have a free kick. The last chance of 90 minutes. And there's a header. It hits the crossbar and goes over. It was too much to ask that we could win it. And it is going to be extra time. I wonder, can I make a substitution? I don't know if I can make a substitution with some very tired players. Gedson Fernandez is very tired. We'll bring on Andre Gomez. What I think I might do is move Torres back to shadow striker here and see if it just confuses Porto a little bit. Can I make any more substitutions? I don't know. No, I cannot make any more. Let's go and play this game. Keep working hard. Keep going. Just keep going. And I don't know why I'm saying all this. They're not listening to me anyway. They're just doing their own thing. What can we do? It's just, at the moment, it's Porto. Porto are looking the better team. And we are looking quite poor, in actual fact. And Torres there has been robbed. But here's Ivanov at fullback. He finds Moreta. Moreta finds Andre Fernandez, the boy we found in one of the lowly affiliate clubs, who looks like a very good player to me. That's a terrible pass, and it goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, for a game that doesn't mean anything, this is going on forever. And it comes to Torres. Torres, Rafael Luis. He's had a tidy game, and then, just as I'm saying it, he decides it's his turn to provide a shocking pass that a schoolboy wouldn't have done. And he's supposed to be worth about £60 million, and he couldn't pass 5 yards then to an open player. I mean, what is going on here? Maybe it's just early season blues and we've scored. No, it's Porto who scored again. And I don't know what's going on. I don't need to see this again. We need to get to the end of the game now, referee. The game has had its say. Yes, we know Porto are a better team than we are. I know that. You don't need to be silly to demonstrate it to me. You could have played the game sensibly and given them decent chances. We have, according to XG, held our own. Porto's XG, of course, is a lot better. And I'll just drop some encouragement, see if we can't get another goal. And why not go positive? Let's, for the last 10 minutes, take the game to them. See, we have created far more chances than they have. Almost double the amount of chances that they've created. We just haven't taken them, and it's full time. And I don't want to see this. I want to go to the dressing room. Dressing room, please. And I just say I'm satisfied. I'm not. I'm not satisfied. I'm not happy. It's not been a very good game for us. And the fans are going to be very, very unhappy. The fans have been totally unhappy at me all pre-season. I don't know why Bard got sent off. We were not getting stuck into them. He just decided to do something stupid. Let's appeal against the ban. Why not? It was probably his first tackle. Let's appeal, see what happens. I don't usually appeal, but we'll see what happens. We have a game coming up now against Portimonense, and we need to make a winning start in this game. If we don't, I might resign, because we have absolutely no chance of meeting the board's vision this season. We have no chance of reaching the Champions League proper, not with the age of the squad we have. We have no chance of winning the league. Portugal, we might do okay in the cups, but we have no chance in these two main competitions. So I think it's either resign or be sacked. Face the music. We'll go through to the end of the season and just be sacked. I think that's what's going to happen. But for now, I need to get them ready. I'll see you soon. And so the team for today in the opening game of the season is Grbic in goal with Mela, Rodriguez, Marato and Mendy at the back. Gomes, Veloso, Haig in midfield with Zolis, Torres and Novoa up front. It's an unchanged team from the team that started in that cup competition, the pre-season cup game. And I really do need them to get a result today. We have no, sorry, it's not unchanged. We have no midfield out there today. We're having to play two very young kids in midfield instead of our normal midfield. This is a match we should be winning. Make sure we do. I need a strong defence today. I'm expecting good performances all over the pitch today. And if we don't perform well, then we are going to be in serious trouble. And Torres does have a free kick, though, to begin. And we have scored from the kickoff, but I'm not going to get excited because this doesn't actually mean anything. But at the moment, it's Benfica 1, Portimonense 0. It's such a difficult name to say, that. Portimonense 0. And Torres, I mean, it was a weak free kick, really. The goalkeeper didn't move, could have saved it. And Porto are playing away at Estoril Praia and should easily beat them. And the other game to keep an eye on, in fact, Sporting are not playing at this point in time. Braga are not playing at this point in time. And at the moment, at home to Portimonense, it's Benfica 1, Portimonense 0. And we are playing quite well. And Gomes and Haig is having a good game. Gomes looks like he's playing well. Young kid playing at DLP. Here is Torres. Torres looking to work it in the box. Is that a penalty, referee? That must have been a penalty. And it wasn't given, though. And here is Veloso, another young kid playing as the centre mid. And Mendy has it wide on the left. Get it into the box. Let's find some support. He finds Gomes, Veloso with a snapshot, and it goes just over the crossbar. Remains Benfica 1. Portimonense 0. I do need a win today here because I'm starting to feel very frustrated with this game. Injuries, suspensions, all kinds of craziness going on at the moment. The game is relentless, and I'd like to see that, being that we are the better team, that we should actually get a win here. And that I don't want to be frustrated anymore. But it is Portimonense who are coming forward. We have won the ball at the back, though, and here's Veloso, who's playing quite well as well. And Zolis finds Torres, and Torres has made it 2-0. And maybe I need to keep those two young boys in at midfield, because both of them are playing reasonably well. Gomes and Veloso are having very tidy games. Andre Gomes did play a couple of games last season, played very well. Does deserve a chance. That was a lovely header from Novoa, and he found Torres bursting into the box. It's now 2-0, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better now. And hopefully we can go and build on this now and bring home the 3 points and get off to the start that we should against this team. And that's another opportunity Portimonense, they have not troubled us at all. We've had 10 shots on target, 10 shots on goal, 3 on target, 4 on target, and we've scored twice. So a reasonable ratio, and so we need to build on this now. We're totally dominating them. We are attacking them today. There's no point in sitting back against this team. Even if we don't have our first team out, we have a third, I think. Is he offside, though? The referee is questioning Novoa's positioning there. I have a funny feeling he might be offside, and it is going to be disallowed. It's still Benfica 2, Portimonense 0. And I think I might give up saying that and just call them Easy Peasy Street. As Portimonense is not a very easy name to say. And in fact, none of the names are very easy to say, apart from Benfica and Porto and Braga. The rest of the names in this league are very difficult to say. But it still is Benfica 2, Portimonense 0. And Porto are losing against Estoril Praia. Well, that's an interesting result. I don't expect it to remain that way, but it will be nice if it does happen and give us a 3-point start over Porto. We're going to need all the help that we can get this season, and I cannot see for the life of me we could possibly win the league with the team that we have. And you can see that once we have players injured or suspended, we're into bringing in these 20-year-olds who have little experience of playing at this level. But if we look at the stats, we have had 23 shots, but only 5 on target. And this is really poor. That, again, is something to do with the fact that we're not playing with a striker. We don't have one. And Portimonense nearly get a goal back there. I'm going to shout at them. I don't want them losing their focus here. And we need to stay on top of this. Yeah, I mean, to play for a start without a recognised striker, it's just an unbelievable situation that we're in. Novoa is doing a very good job up there, but what if he gets injured? Then we are seriously in trouble. Boa Vista have gone to the top of the league, and Porto have equalised in their game. We now have had 29 shots with only 6 on target. I think I need to tell them to work the ball into the box now. Enough of this nonsense. They're running away with themselves, shooting from anywhere. And here is Novoa. Novoa with a snapshot again. And that, yeah, clearly we need to tell them to work the ball into the box. And now I'm going to tell them to be more disciplined about what they're doing as well. Because clearly they need all to calm down. 30 shots. Only 6 on target, and I'm not too happy about that. In terms of players are playing well, and probably now it's time to make some changes. And so we have brought on 5 substitutes all at once, bringing on some fresh legs. Can we score another one? Be nice to go to the top of the league. Boa Vista are beating Vizela by 3-0. Let's get another one, boys. Let's go top of the league here. And it's come out all the way to Torres. Torres is looking for Ivanov. Ivanov, who's just come on. He finds Neves. Neves with a ball into the box, and that is a very poor header, which goes careering over the crossbar. Poor control there. I think it was probably Neves who put that over the crossbar. He's another young kid. We've got so many young boys in this squad now. We can't expect too much of them, I suppose. The first team, I will expect them to win their games, and I will be very cross when they don't. But what is going on there? Gurbic is... I think I'm going to play Alvarez from now on. Gurbic is just giving me kittens every time the ball goes near him. And he's supposed to be the first choice goalkeeper. He's terrible. And Haig is coming up down the right hand. He has got past his man and gets a ball into the box. There's a chance. It is 3-0. Finally, the third goal goes in. 31 attempts on goal. Only 7 on target. But we have scored with 3 of those, thankfully. And I think it's safe to say we have beaten Portimonense very comfortably. Haig did very well, beating the tackle out on the right, and Torres has made it 3-0. And hopefully now, referee, we can bring an end to proceedings here. And we are kind of top, but only on alphabetical order. We've beaten Portimonense by 3-0. A decent start to the season. I'll say nice work, everyone. It was good. Not very happy with our attacking. And Porto only drew. So that's a nice result for us in terms of giving us some help. We're going to need plenty in order to win the championship this year. And a hat-trick for Torres. Absolutely well done to him. And so if we look at the schedule, it's going to be tough. We do have Vizela, Chavez, Tendola, Amora, Santa Clara. We should be winning all of those games. And I don't think that anything is going to happen in the transfer window apart from the fact that we are going to lose all our budgets. So I think I will come back for the cup game, the Alliance Cup third phase group game against Sporting Covita, and then we will play Porto at home in the league. We'll zip through this season because I'm very, very concerned about how things might work out this season. That's it for this episode. If you are brand new to the channel and you love to see people suffer playing this game, well, you're seeing it right now. So why not subscribe, watch, like, comment, help the channel to grow. Help us to support the very good cause that you can see scrolling above me. I'm a fairly content manager, frustrated manager, because it does seem that things are going from bad to worse here at Benfica, totally spiraling out of my control, and you cannot win things without players. It's as simple as that. All that remains to be said now, though, is we'll keep going. I'll see you in the next episode.